Welcome back to Same Right Fashion Academy YouTube channel for another interesting tutorial here on this channel. So in today's tutorial, I'll be showing you how to make this beautiful off-shoulder ruffle sleeve with black strip in front, as you can see right there on the thumbnail. So right here you can see the sleeve, and it's actually looking gorgeous and beautiful. This sleeve can be used for any off-shoulder dress of your choice. So in this class, I'll be teaching you how to draft and how to sew this sleeve. So all you need to do is to learn how to make this beautiful sleeve. Go ahead, attach it to your beautiful dress, and you rock it for your occasion. So if this is what you want to learn, please stay tuned till the end of this tutorial. Thank you. So this off-shoulder sleeve, this is my basic off-shoulder sleeve. This is my sleeve head. So you need your off-shoulder sleeve. This is the cap, this is the bicep, and this is the elbow line, and then the full length of this sleeve. So you need an off-shoulder sleeve to make this particular sleeve. So the way you see this sleeve right here, just draft a perfect off-shoulder sleeve for your dress. So the next thing we'll start to do is to create the lines. The black line is created at 2 inches on the front sleeve. So this time around you need to note which sleeve is front, which part is front. This is front and this is the back sleeve. So by the time you open up this sleeve, this is what we are going to have. So this sleeve, I'm creating it at 2 inches. So if I create it at 2 inches, that means I'll just have a line go this way. So this is going to be the plain black, okay? While what you have here will be the Ankara, okay, the Ankara part. So this particular sleeve you are seeing right here, it also has an extension. So the extension, I'm going to place it this way on a straight course, but when sewing it, we are going to attach it to the ruffles. So I'll just do this, apply my adhesive on it just to get the extension, okay? So I just put it right there, okay? So the extension of this sleeve has to be from this point to this point. So this is what I'll do. Our sleeve ends here, so I'll just draw a line to that, and then I'll go ahead and connect this line to it. So what we have here, we are going to trace it out, okay? So I'll just trace it out now using my plain pattern paper. So I just come with this plain, although I'm trying to see, it's not actually enough, okay, but I'll just make it up because I don't want to start cutting another paper for it. So this is it. I'll just go ahead and trace it out. We are tracing it out from here. Then what we have here already is falling into the armhole, okay? So it's already falling in place. So I just trace it out. All right, so I'll take it off from the pattern, then detach this one, okay? So this is the upper part you write the up and you write the side. That the side is the part that we are going to stitch. Okay, so we have this. So this part is going to be is going to be stitched to this part this way, and on this we'll just raise it up. So what I'm actually looking at now is we'll be detaching this. We'll be cutting off this because we have this part to be made of our ruffles. So this is how we are going to do it. I'm going to cut it from here. So once I get to this line, or I've even cut more than I wanted to cut, because we still need this line to be attached to the armhole. So I'll just do this. I'll just come, okay, it's even 1 inch. So let me just do this. Okay. So once we have our ruffles right now, all our ruffles, then we'll be sewing this. We'll sew it, our ruffle, to this part this way. But once we get here, we'll lift it up and sew this part into the armhole and lift it up and place on the bodies, as you can see right there on the thumbnail. So I'll be using the length of what I have here to make my ruffles right away. Here I have 19.5. So if you need more ruffles, you can do 19 divide by you can do 19 divide times 3, sorry, to make it more or much more ruffle. That is 20 times 3, approximately 20 times 3, which is 60 inches. So the fabric I'm going to bring now, I'm going to ruffle it, then place this on top of it, cut it off, make my ruffles, add my seam allowances. So let me do that now. Alright, so I'll be using this fabric, as you can see. Okay, so I don't have enough fabric here, but just use a full, you can use 1 yard of Ankara. Ankara comes by 47 inches. Okay, so you can just manage, or you can also lay it at the length, the yardage part. Okay, so but if you need much ruffles, you need to times by 3 to have that ruffle, or 2.5. okay, so you can just use 1 length of Ankara, maybe half yard for 1, half yard for 1. Why I said half yard is half a yard of Ankara is 18 inches. So what we have here is 15. So 18 will be somewhere here, and you still have yours. So you can use half yard for each length. That is 1 yard can do the Ankara part. So if this is the Ankara now I want to work with, first of all, I'm going to stay the upper part. I will use my hair stay to stay the upper part. I can also use another, stay, not really a hard stay, but a mild stay, as if you are making your peplum, to keep that part firm. So once that is done, this is the edge of my Ankara now. So let me just cut it out a little. This is the Ankara edge, which is the starting point. So at this Ankara starting point now, remember the length we have from here is our cap height, which is 4 inches. So to this point we are going to cut. We cut here is 4.5. So I'm going to fold in 4.5. This is it. So at 4.5, after I have stayed that part, I'll fold it in. You have to also go and hem this part before you do what I'm doing. Go to your machine, hem this part, measure 4.5 after hemming, and you do what? You fold it in. Can you see? So you have something like this, firm. Then you are going to place your pattern and mark from that edge your starting point. So I'll mark at that edge my starting point. So this is my point. I'll just mark it and take off my pattern. So I know that once I get to my machine now, I'll start to do what? So another thing I want to do here is, because we are starting at this same age, please, if you do this exact, unless you want to, you know, hold it down by the side. Okay, let's just go back. Let us just go back. I fold. So once you fold, you have to hold it down with your pins. Okay, then you now measure 4.5 from that point. Okay, which is the part I marked. So my ruffles goes this way. I'll go to my machine. I'll hold this part with pins now. Then I'll go to my machine and I'll be ruffling. This is a hand ruffle. Can you see what I'm doing? This is what I'm going to do on my machine now. It's not pleating, it's not anything, but you see what I'm doing? Just a common, you know, to give you that ruffles. So you can see the kind of ruffles it's giving me. So I just go over to my machine now. The way it is from this point I mark, I'll use my machine stitches to hold it down. So I'm going to do that quickly, and I'll do it to the end of the what I have here. Like I said, I don't have enough, but I'll just use what I have. So let me quickly go and do that, and I'll bring it back to show you what next to do. So I've gone ahead to make my ruffles. So these are my ruffles, like I demonstrated to you how you are going to make these ruffles, and I went ahead and held it down with my stitches on the machine. Okay, so I'll now bring back my pattern, and I'm going to place this pattern right on this. Okay, so remember this part is folded, so I will still find that the part I marked, this is the part I marked, which is from this point. So I'll just place my sleeve on the, like this. So I'll just take more of it in, just to match up with what I have. So make sure you hair stay and also stay, like I've said before. So I'll just go ahead now, pin this on top of this, and go to my machine and sew on paper to the dress. That's the only way I can hold down this. Later we can loosen the first stitches that we had. So I'll just pin. So let me go to the machine now. I'm going to run my stitches and bring it back for you. Alright, so I've gone ahead to sew this pattern. Can you see that? I've sewn it on paper directly. So you can actually sew on your paper directly. So I don't have enough fabric, that's why I'm just using, you know, minimizing. If you are doing this without half a yard, you still have your seam allowances. So all you are going to do is to go ahead and add your seam allowance of 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch. If you come here, you add half an inch. Okay, but for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm just cutting on this because I don't have enough. But please add your seam allowance. Half an inch or 1 inch is okay. So here I'll just add my half an inch. Then this is the edge. So add your seam allowance right here, or if you want, you can add it on paper too. That saves you the stress. So I'm assuming I've added my seam allowance here on pepper. So this part I'll just add half an inch under it as it is right there. Then I'll add my seam allowance on this side, but since I'm not adding, I'll just go ahead and cut and add 0.5. So this is it. So whatever I do here, when you are doing for the front, for the other side of the sleeve, this side will be, the front will be on this side, or you can turn the sleeve this way and repeat what I did. So I just tear this pepper, okay? I just tear this pepper. So you can destroy the pepper to have what you want, okay? So we have what we want now. The pepper has helped us. So that is the tips and the tricks. So all you do is later you can start loosening these lines, okay? You can just take your time and loosen it out after you have sewn the sleeve, so it doesn't take anything. So people, this is it, and I've already cut this part. So this part we are going to hairstay, and if I'm making this sleeve, I'll double and turn it. Okay, I'll just create a lining for it and turn it, because here we have ruffles already and we need to double this and turn. So this is my, I added seam allowance on both sides to join this and to join that. That's 0.5 here to join. So I'll go over to my machine pretending I've doubled and hairstayed, you know, and turned. I'll now go ahead and sew from end. So once I get to this point, I will stop my sewing. Can you see that? This side will be on its own, okay? So it's going to be on its own. After sewing the sleeve to the armhole, you now lay it on the dress, okay? And this part will need to be, you know, top stitched, and this part will be top stitched. So from here I will sew up to an extent of half an inch, okay? So I can just sew and leave half an inch to sew in the armhole. Then this part will be flipping this. So let me quickly do that now. All right, so here I've sewn the strip, okay? So it depends, you can do 2 or 2.5. It depends on how wide you want it to be. So when I stitched, this is what I did. I went on top of here, leaving the half an inch to sew in this into the armhole, as you can see. So later you can give this part a press, but please don't press this part because the ruffles needs to be the way they are. So I've loosened the stitches I have here, and I'll also lose the one I have here, but because I don't have enough fabric here, like I said, that's why I'm leaving it so it holds these ruffles for me. So this is what the sleeve looks like. Like I said, this part will be staged. As you can see on the thumbnail, you can see it has that firmness. So make sure you measure your off shoulder sleeve at the right place, okay? If you don't measure it at the right place, you might not have it where it is on the thumbnail. So if you know how to make an off shoulder, make sure you take your measurement around your arm where you want the off shoulder to sit before you do this. So this is it, and this is how it's going to lay. So this one will lay after this is sewn. So I'll just go ahead now and match this to this, the normal way you sew your sleeve. I'll go to the machine now and make it a full sleeve. I'll sew it and bring it back. So now I've sewn and completed my sleeve, as you can see. So all I'm going to do is to turn my sleeve to the right side. So by the time I turn it to the right side, I still have my ruffles, okay, in place. So the ruffles stays in place also. Okay, so that is it. Then the part that is the front, you need to note the part that is for the front. So like I said, I don't have enough. If not, this one could have been stitched right here, but I believe you have an idea of what we are doing here. So this is the sleeve, so I'll be placing it on the dress form for you to see. Okay, so thank you very much for coming once again. So if you are new to this channel, please kindly subscribe, turn on your notification bell to receive videos like this every day. Like this video, share to family and friends, drop your comment on the comment section and suggestions as well. Thank you for coming, and see you in the next class. Bye.